tell you the truth, I hate foreigners. I hate foreigners.
Oh, shut up and listen to what I'm saying, because you don't know why I'm here.
Hundreds of anti-migrant protesters marched through a township outside Johannesburg on Monday.
Police in South Africa conduct spot checks, asking.
Fear, panic and uncertainty are spreading across parts of South Africa.
In the street of Johannesburg, shops are being shut down overnight, foreign-owned stores are being raided, and across South Africa, a quiet but escalating crackdown is unfolding, targeting African migrants. Some call it law enforcement, others call it something much darker, because this isn't just about immigration, it's about jobs, identity, politics, and a country under pressure from every direction at once. And the most important question is this: why is South Africa, Africa's most industrialized nation, turning inwards against other Africans in the year 2026? South Africa has long been seen as the economic powerhouse of the continent, but that strength comes with pressure. Since the end of apartheid in 1994, the country has attracted millions of migrants from Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Nigeria, Somalia, Ethiopia, and beyond, many fleeing economic collapse, instability, and conflict.
We are a young nation, just 32 years old. The dawn of democracy in 1994 secured our freedom. Today, South Africa is the largest, most industrialized, open, and diverse economy on the African continent. Our economy is dynamic, it's enterprising, and is finely calibrated for growth and power by innovation. We have an economy that has proven itself to be remarkably resilient.
So because South Africa's economy is strong and resilient, a lot of Africans choose to migrate to South Africa for a better life. This graph will make it more clearer. Look at South Africa's economy between 1990 to 2005. It had the strongest economy, and this was when a lot of people migrated to South Africa. So take a close look at this as well. This is an estimate of South Africa's foreign population. South Africa hosts an estimated 2.9 to 3.2 million foreign residents, making it one of Africa's top migration destinations. The largest communities come from Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Lesotho, Malawi, reflecting strong regional movement. Significant numbers also arrive from India, Pakistan, Nigeria, China, and DR Congo. Migrants include workers, students, refugees, professionals, contributing to key sectors like services, trade and construction, etc. And this is another shocking data from International Organization for Migration. This is immigrant arrivals in South Africa per annum within the 2016 immigrant stock. You can see a steady increase from 2004 to 2015. I completely understand how a lot of Africans move into South Africa. Let's not forget South Africa is a third world country, but the truth remains they are contributing positively, maybe in the economy and in some ways, and they are also creating challenges in some other way. Estimates vary, but research from organizations like the International Organization for Migration suggests South Africa hosts millions of foreign-born residents, many undocumented. And in recent years, the pressure on jobs, housing, and public services has intensified. Unemployment in South Africa has remained among the highest in the world, especially for young people. And the truth is that when economic struggles, migration often becomes political fuel. Okay, so to understand what's going on in South Africa right now, let me take you down memory lane of the key people and organizations that are fueling anti-migrant movement. The first one, Operation Dudula.
Operation Dudula is going to make history today, guys. Operation Dudula.
So, over the past decade, frustration has turned into organized crime. Groups like Operation Dudula has gained visibility by targeting undocumented migrants, most especially in urban areas. Their message is simple: foreigners are taking our jobs, raping our women, and running illegal drug businesses, and also straining resources.
I hate foreigners. I hate foreigners. and the government is doing nothing. Our kids have turned into zombies. It's all because of them.
Most of them are selling drugs. You can ask my son, he will tell you.
Number 2, Zandio Dabula, currently one of the best-known leaders of Operation Dudula. She has led campaign demanding tighter immigration enforcement, deportation of undocumented migrants, and restriction on migrant access to some public services. For several years, Zandio Dabula was widely identified as the national leader, or what you would call the president of Operation Dudula, after taking over from Lanla Lux Lamini. Multiple sources still describe her as the movement current leader. However, in around April-May 2026, Dabula publicly announced her resignation from both the presidency and membership of Operation Dudula, citing internal divisions and disagreement within the movement. Now, who was Lanla Lux Lamini? I hope I pronounced that well. He was the movement's most recognizable early figure. He was the founder of Operation Dudula. He gained prominence after the 2021 unrest and helped transform Operation Dudula into a national movement. He later walked away from the movement, saying the movement was used to target fellow black Africans.
What made me take a few steps back was simply because when I was advocating for Operation Dudula, it was simple. The institution, the movement was fighting against undocumented foreigners committing crime in our country because we can't hold them accountable. And it's just too much. The stats say it is not my opinion. And when it moved to, we are now fighting all foreigners, I said, meeting, I'm not going to be part of nonsense, because if you're fighting all foreigners, you're talking nonsense. And it's not subjected to only Africans being foreigners. I mean, even you speak about UK, Europe, you speak about the West, America and so forth, and Asia. They're all foreigners. So there's no way that you can isolate yourself from the world. If you say you are fighting all foreigners, that means you are also suggesting all embassies in South Africa must close down immediate effect. People must go home, and all our ambassadors across the world must close office and come back because we are fighting all foreigners. Not like I'm not going to allow that. And what's the people that are suffering the most happen to be African foreigners by definition, because they are the closest to home. You don't find a Chinese guy chilling in Tembisa. You find a Mozambican, and you find Malawi, Bozim, and so forth chilling there. So as soon as you introduce that culture and you condition our people to saying to hell with foreigners, all of them, then we are saying that there must be a battle in our townships. There must be fights. We must kill each other. We must just talk nonsense about each other. And I couldn't stand there and advocate for that nonsense. A lot of the people, even listening to this interview now, they've never heard me speak of all foreigners must go. I've always addressed undocumented foreigners. If you find a video, SABC, any video, even social, where I am saying that to hell with all foreigners, I'll give you 10,000 for every video, no problem.
Solomon Kruger Kegana, also another prominent leader, identified as one of the founders of the organization, though he is less publicly visible than Lamini and Dabula. Emmanuel Mosau is another person associated with the Defend South Africa movement, which has publicly supported Operation Dudula's campaign against undocumented migrants. Beyond activist groups, some politicians have used anti-immigration rhetoric or supported tougher migration policies. Gayton McKenzie has advocated stricter immigration enforcement and has at times expressed support for Operation Dudula's concerns, though not necessarily all of his method.
I'm speaking as a person that spent my whole youth in jail. I'm not going to sit in South Africa and hear young people are being given instructions on the 30th to hurt illegal foreigners. That one, it shall never happen for as long as I'm alive. We've got a government, there's a law enforcement. If you want to remove illegal foreigners, do it by yourself. Bring your own children so that the cops will deal with you. Our matter is on the table. So I want to be clear. The government is removing illegal foreigners. The government has listened to us. Let us allow the government to do their job. You don't need even to vote for me if you want. I don't agree that we should use violence. We are not a violent people.
Kenny Kenune, another political figure who has publicly aligned with some anti-illegal immigration positions. But critics argue the reality is more complex. Many migrants operate in the informal economy, not because they are taking jobs, but because they are excluded from formal systems themselves. Human rights organizations, including Human Rights Watch, have warned that this movement risks fueling xenophobic violence. And South Africa has seen this before in 2008, 2015, and 2019. Wave of xenophobic attack left dozens dead and displaced thousands. By the mid-2020, the government began increasing enforcement. Migration rates become more frequent in major cities like Johannesburg, Durban, and Pretoria. Authorities argue the crackdown is about restoring order, targeting illegal employment, tax evasion, and unregulated trade.
Today we are here to share with you the progress made in the execution of this important task. And again, just to indicate that this is work in progress and will continue to brief the nation every time we make this progress. You will recall that the President outlined the government's 5-point strategy to manage irregular migration, which includes strengthening of our border security, reiterating the constitutional principle of the rule of law, stamping out corruption in the migration system, cracking down on violence and lawlessness, and refining our legislative framework. This plan and approach also entail collaboration with fellow African nations to forge a broader, more cohesive response to migration challenges across our region and the continent. This approach is a unified effort designed not only to restore public confidence, rule of law, protect our borders, but to actively support the safety and well-being of all our communities. We want to reassure all South Africans that government is firmly in control and actively managing the challenge of illegal migration.
But for many migrants, the experience feels completely different. It came with sudden inspection, lot of business closures, there were detention without warnings, and so many other things. And sometimes entire communities feel targeted, not just individuals without documentation.
You are from Nigeria? Yes. You are from Nigeria? Yes. Okay. So, do you have papers to be here in South Africa? Yes, I have my ID. You have your ID? Yeah. Get the ID first. Yes. No. How did you get the ID? I got my ID from Home Affairs. We are man guys. So now we're not asking you. You have to close this car wash now. It belongs to South Africa.
Now all of a sudden I'm told to leave. I'm told to get out. I'm told to be that I don't belong here. I'm told that I'm not one of them. So it makes me question, what about during those years that I grew up with the kids of this place? We've created friendship, we've created family, we've created bonds with them. And then it's questions feeling like, which means that no matter where you go as a refugee, you always feel like you're not wanted. The protesters are claiming that they want to chase out illegal immigrants, but then us as refugees and asylum seekers, we're also being dragged into that problem even though we have proper documentation.
No, I have guys, just keep it short. Yes. We don't want any foreigner to run any business here, including you. So today you're closing. We've been telling you. Today we're closing.
Okay, I have about 24 South Africans working inside here. What about them?
No. Who are running the place? South Africa must run the place, not you. Not you.
I have the document. I have the right document.
We don't care. Okay, guys.
I'm a law-abiding citizen. I have all the necessary documents. I have run my business, pay tax for 18 years now. So I had the legal documents. I'm looking for the director for the government. The organization stated that they are chasing illegal immigrants. I'm not illegal. I've run a business. I have this company for more than 13 years.
The South African Department of Home Affairs has repeatedly said that enforcement is focused on legality, not nationality. Still on the ground, perception often matters more than just policy. Okay, now let's look at the context behind the politics. Are people, migrants running small grocery stores, taxi drivers, construction workers, and street vendors trying to survive. Economics point out a contradiction. While migrants are often blamed for unemployment, studies across multiple countries show they also contribute to local economies, filling labor gaps and creating micro-business ecosystems. But in neighborhoods under economic stress, perception often outweighs data. When people are struggling to survive, competition feels personal, even when the root causes are structural. But one thing I've carefully observed is that not everyone in South Africa agrees with the anti-migrant backlash. One of the loudest voices pushing back is the economic freedom fighter leader, Julius Malema. While many politicians have moved towards tougher immigration rhetoric, Malema has taken the opposite position. He argues that migrants are being turned into scapegoats for problems that existed long before they arrive. Listen to him.
We've seen anti-immigration marches across South Africa, even here in downtown Johannesburg. What do you make of them?
It's clownish, stupid. There is no xenophobia in South Africa. It's just a group of charlatans, extortionists, disruptors, corrupt individuals who want to extort foreign nationals.
But is that not xenophobia targeting African foreign nationals?
That's why it's not xenophobia. It's gangsterism. It's sponsored by government. The government is fully involved to distract our people from major issues. How can an ordinary person manhandle a man in front of the police? Because it's a crime on its own. Let's go and check the cases of rape. Who rapes South African women? South African men. Who beats up South African children? South African men. Majority of the prisoners there is not Zimbabwe, it's not Ghana, it's not Nigeria. It's not DRC. It's South African men. So when you say they are committing crime, why are they not in jail? Because they are not committing any crime. But they become an easy target.
They are scared of white people. Look at them. When they speak to a white person, they are very respectful. They show manners. When they speak to a black person, they are violent. But let's ask a question. After you marched and say you don't want Zimbabweans, you don't want Nigerians, you don't want Ghanaians, you close shops, you march. Why are you not coming back to tell us the following day that after that march, we expelled 10 Zimbabweans, and out of those 10 Zimbabweans, we're able to give 10 South Africans jobs? There is no such a report. Why? Those are slaves' jobs. They don't pay anything. You want proper jobs. You want a job with a pay slip, with an appointment letter, with pension, with medical aid, and you deserve it. But why are we fighting each other? It is the same people who made us fight each other during apartheid, black on black violence. They sponsored it. The same provinces where blacks were killing blacks during apartheid, sponsored by apartheid government, is the same provinces where blacks are beating blacks today. The script is the same. The writer of the script is the same. After removing a black child from school, when the black children were removed from school with bullets in 1976, when our parents were removed from school because they did not have school fees, I must play that role. Me, I will never do it. I'm not going to take a pregnant woman out of a clinic because she's not South African. She gives birth of an African child at the gate, and that child dies. And you want me to do that and be proud and look at my children and say, I'm a proud father after I stopped life, after I killed someone? I will not do that. We are not saying any Zimbabwean, Nigerian, Ghanaian must bring crime here. The same way no South African must bring crime here. Anyone who brings drugs, South African or Nigerian, must be dealt with according to the laws of South Africa. Not mob justice. Let's deal with illegal immigration through the laws of this country. The Minister of Home Affairs is a DA minister, but they never match to the Minister of Home Affairs, who is responsible for illegal immigrants. Why? They are scared of white people. Look at them. When they speak to a white person, they are very respectful. They show manners. When they speak to a black person, they are violent. When is that march going to Cape Town? Because a lot of illegal immigrants, white immigrants, are in Cape Town. Let's see them going to Cape Town and asking whites to produce their IDs. The same way here in Northwest, a lot of whites say
their own land if you ask them to produce a title deed they don't have. You are fighting over useless things. They are distracting you so that you focus on each other while they are stealing our minerals, while they are stealing our land. This is the time you must be more awake.
IOM data from 8 countries in Latin America and the Caribbean shows that migrants contributed over $10 billion to local economies in just a year, proving that migration drives development.
Our recent study across 8 countries shows migrants contributed over $10 billion into local economies in just 1 year. This is a clear driver of development.
Even here in the UK, migration is a net contributor to the UK economy. Listen to her.
A lot of people like to talk about the cost of immigration. This video is about exactly that topic, because I think we should absolutely talk about money and immigration, and in particular, the financial consequences to all of us of any immigration changes that are currently being proposed. Right now, it's been suggested that this country would save £10 billion by making it harder for people who are here working in our care sector and their families to be able to settle in this country, moving the goalposts from waiting 5 years to settle your status to up to 20 years in some circumstances. Those families and the people working in care always living with the possibility that their visa might be revoked during that period of time and they and their families would be deported. But the same data that shows us that there is a saving if we make these people leave the country also shows us that those people, whilst they are here working during that critical period of up to 20 years, well, they're net contributors to our economy, to the tune of £450 million a year. Now, we would save £60 million a year by denying them access to welfare during that time. But £450 million is 8 times bigger. And the risk here is that if we make it harder for people and their families to be able to know what they can do with their lives and to settle in the United Kingdom accordingly, well, they might leave the United Kingdom and take that £450 million a year from our economy with them too. You might want people to leave this country, but you need to be honest with the British public that the financial consequences of a policy that makes that more likely will be felt by all of us. When we are debating immigration, we need to have all the figures and facts in front of us and the whole truth about the consequences of any changes. So share this video to help people understand the impact of what is being proposed and what we're all going to end up paying for if it happens.
So the key question is, why can the government of South Africa see migration as a plus to the economy? Why can't they see migration as a means to boost their economy? Look at this data from Stats SA in 2022. Highest percentage share of immigrants were working in private household, construction, manufacturing, retail and household. As you can see, many were working in mining, electricity, gas and water supply. Are these the kind of jobs that someone will wake up and say, migrants are taking our jobs? A big no to me. As South Africa moved deeper into the mid-2020s, migration has become a political flashpoint. Political parties now face pressure to appear tough on borders. Civil unrest, unemployment, and service delivery protests all fit into the same narrative loop. And in election cycles, that pressure intensifies. Analysts argue that migration is increasingly being used as a political symbol, less about numbers and more about control, identity, and public frustration. Okay, so I just finished reading Reuters report that was written this year, and it said that anti-migrant rhetoric and xenophobic violence were being amplified by politicians ahead of the local elections. It simply linked all the unrest, the xenophobic violence, everything happening in South Africa right now to electoral politics.
Immigration. It's a flashpoint around the world. At the basic level, it is an indication of layers of failure, correct? What did you make of the president's speech? Let's start there. In response.
I think the speech was too late. Actions speak louder than words. That we have delayed dealing with the dreams of 1994, the dreams of 1963, that we have delayed that, have yielded this problem. That now we have to say Mahambe. And then there's an election, local government election, which is firing that sentiment. And you cannot say now that we have woken up too late on a matter of not so much about economic relations, but of self-interest on the issue of the local government election that is coming. We have postponed, or I don't know what is happening to the national dialogue.
Analysts and politicians in the same vein have also argued that immigrants are being used as scapegoats during election campaigns. For example, John Steenhuisen criticized politicians for cheap populist politics that scapegoat foreigners and can incite xenophobic violence. And let's get it right, South Africa is not alone in this. Across the world, even here in the UK, in the US, migration has become one of the most politically sensitive issues of the decade. The truth of this is that the effect of this do not just stop at South African borders. Neighboring countries like Zimbabwe, Mozambique, and Malawi are deeply tied to South Africa's economy. Millions rely on cross-border movement for work and trade. So, when enforcement tightens, it doesn't just affect migrants, it affects regional stability. Organizations like African Union and the IOM, which stand for International Organization for Migration, continue to stress the importance of coordinated migration policy across the continent. Because when one economy tightens its borders, the pressure doesn't disappear, it moves. Okay, so our South African protesters have set 30th June as the date for all undocumented migrants to leave the country. Many African countries have already started evacuating their citizens. Ghana was the first country to begin organized evacuation. Roughly 10,000 Ghanaian citizens have already been brought home. Nigeria has not been left out. They follow similar pattern. Over 1,000 have registered to return back home, and over 200 have already gone back. A lot more will be going back home soon.
Today, the Mahama administration is demonstrating that wherever Ghanaians are, we will make sure you are protected, your dignity is respected, and we will go to the length of this world to bring you back home safely.
Mozambique repatriated more than 700 citizens after the attacks and reported death of Mozambican nationals. In Malawi, thousands sought return. The government organized transport and ongoing repatriation operations. With all these things going on, it seems Africa have turned its back on South Africa. People often assume Africa supports whichever African team is at the World Cup. In reality, support is mixed. South Africa's repeated xenophobic attack against other African nationals, along with recent repatriation by countries such as Nigeria, Ghana, Malawi, and Mozambique, have created resentment in some parts of the continent. As a result, not all Africans feel obliged to support South Africa simply because it is an African team. This is how worse it gets. In fact, when South Africa plays, other nationals like Nigerians, Ghanaians, Zimbabwean, and others say they support the opponent side, often citing xenophobic and treatment of other African nationals as the main reason.
So Africans saying they would rather support Mexico than another African country. And you know what? That hurts, yeah? But I also can't pretend I don't understand where that anger comes from. These Bafana players are not the people who hurt anyone. They are not the politicians, yeah? They are African boys walking onto the world stage trying to make history. When one African country shines, come on, man. African football shines too, yeah? But the fact that Africans are saying they'll support Mexico before South Africa, it just shows how deep the wounds really are. And I'm not saying people must forget the pain. The pain is real, I get that. You cannot ask Africans to support you while some Africans still feel unsafe, unwanted, or disrespected. Respect has to go both ways. So yes.
Where are you from? We're Nigerians, but we live in England. Nigerian? Yeah. All up in Mexico. We're Mexicans today, man. Yes. Let's go, Nigeria!
Congo, hermano, eres mexicano. Congo, hermano, eres mexicano. Congo, hermano, eres mexicano.
Bro, yo, ain't you African? Why you supporting Mexico, bro? You African.
Sí, soy africano, pero today, hoy, soy mexicano, dale.
Many Africans are supporting Mexico against Africa in the World Cup.
I hope every Nigerian knows who we are supporting for this match.
Dear Africans, I hope you all know we are supporting Mexico during this match, right? Hey! Right?
We are all supporting Mexico against South Africa.
Anyway, at the point of making this video, South Africa have excelled to the round of 16 at the FIFA World Cup. But let's see how it goes. They still have a whole lot of hurdles to cross.
Go back! Go back! Go back! Go back! Go back! Go back!
It is over for you, Bafana Banana. Welcome back.
But there's another layer to this story. When many South Africans talk about immigration, one nationality, just one nationality, appears over and over again. I'm talking about Nigerians. Across social media, viral videos shows angry confrontation between Nigerians and South Africans. Some accuse Nigerians of taking jobs, dominating certain areas of businesses. Others say a lot of Nigerians are committing to crime. This video spread quickly and it seems South Africa has turned a very complicated economic problem into a very personal conflict.
And Nigerians must be very careful. Nigerians are very bold and ignorant. They must be very careful. And other foreigners from other South African countries, they must disassociate themselves with Nigerians. Because Nigerians are the ones who are teaching people to be arrogant, are the ones who are teaching people to look down on South Africans and undermine South Africans. And this is a warning. We are men. We are too strong. We are stronger than them. We are a might. Nigerians must be careful. Actually, Nigerians, we issued on the 24th of May, we issued a statement that they must close all their businesses. So from tomorrow, we'll be checking all businesses that are owned by Nigerians, whether they are closed or not.
I'm here to bid farewell to Nigeria, to make sure that they are leaving our country, and to say to them, bye-bye Nigeria. Thank you for all you contributed in our country. We did not appreciate the wrongs that you have done, and we hope that you have learned a lesson. And we want to encourage them when they go to other countries, they must take care of other countries. Today we've got zombies in our street as our children because of them. And that has cut deep in our hearts, and that has made us to resent them with all that we have. And we hope that they take a journey safe. Next time they come, they know South Africa loves its people and its country. Well, to others, we say thank you for being here, especially those who took care of our country. But Nigeria, particularly, is because of their behavior and the evil that which they've done in our country. They've attacked our properties. They've killed our children with drugs. And that is the reason why we are so strong on Nigeria, because of their behavior. Others are better. They live amongst our people. They live in our community. They take care of our things. They're not as horrible as Nigeria is. And Nigeria is horrible. These people are horrible.
We are going to remind those Nigerians that you are not what you think you are. Go back to your country. Nigerians thought they were smarter and bigger because they were fucking the MPs in the parliament. They were sleeping and scamming the MPs in parliament. Oh, go. We are shutting down all those churches. All foreign churches will shut down in South Africa. Yeah. Just thank God that I'm not in power. Because if I get a little bit of power, I will stop all this nonsense in South Africa. In 12 months, South Africa will be back on its feet.
But perhaps the most striking images are not the protests. they are the quiet moment afterwards. Shops that used to be crowded are suddenly closed. Markets that depended on daily customers become empty. Bus stations that once connected workers across borders become quieter.
Africans should go, foreigners should leave. We can do it as South Africans. Why are these shops empty? Why are they closed? By now, I thought South Africans should have opened all the stores, start selling things. The only thing that these people know how to do is to loot people's properties, loot people's belongings. When I keep telling you that South Africans are lazy, you think I'm joking. Now, this is their own fellow South African that went into the streets, did the video, and was lamenting that after they finally evacuated foreigners from these stores, they are still empty. The same job they have been crying for, they've not gotten that particular job. They've not created companies. Like, what kind of... South Africans. You see why your president did not say anything? Because he knew that people are going to come to this level. He knew, so he just allowed people to display your foolishness. What is this?
Kenyan lawmaker and scholar PLO Lumumba, one of my favorite African voices, has often argued that Africa's biggest challenges cannot be solved through division between African nations. His message has consistently focused on African unity, self-reliance, and the need for government to address the condition that force people to migrate. African countries are often competing with each other economically, while millions of Africans are moving because opportunities remain uneven across the continent. The question is whether countries respond by closing doors or by addressing the reason people are forced to knock on them. I would like to reflect on his voice before I end the video.
When this issue arose on the 6th day of March, I wrote a letter to President Cyril Ramaphosa.
Yes.
And my argument was, South Africa is the anchor economy. Mr. President, don't allow vigilantism to be what defines how you deal with illegality. It is true that every country wants to document all visitors who are in their country. But you don't allow half-naked individuals to be running around the streets of Durban or Johannesburg, moving from shop to shop, trying to determine who is documented or who is not documented. And you don't allow them, particularly when you know that they are using derogatory terms. They are telling Africans, leave. When I wrote that letter, I received several letters from South Africans.
Okay.
Some of them were very angry with me, and I responded to each one of them with history. Some of them then apologized. I told them, you cannot be in a position where you are telling everybody to go, and some of you are saying documented, some of you are saying all must go, and you are creating an environment where you instill fear in everybody. You are looting shops and all these. And none of the South African leading politicians, I listened to them, they were trying to justify the unjustifiable. And their claim is that fellow Africans are taking away jobs from them. A complete lie. Fellow Africans are creating jobs for them. If you've gone to South Africa, see individuals from Somalia, from Ethiopia, from Nigeria, from Ghana, from Kenya. They are the ones who are creating jobs where there were no opportunities or there appear to be no opportunity. They saw them and they are creating jobs. So even if they were not documented, I would regularize them because they are adding value to the economy.
True.
But because, and permit me to say this very painfully, black South Africans are suffering from what is called the Stockholm Syndrome. They love their tormentors who are white. That is why it is not even xenophobia. A friend of me corrected me. It is Afrophobia. It is Africans that they do not want. It is the whites who still control over 70% of their land. It is the whites who run an enclave called Orania, where blacks are not allowed.
I know of Orania.
So when you look at it and you see even the very cagey responses by Matemela Cyril Ramaphosa, it is only after 1 month that he's now coming up and making an address, trying to be as diplomatic as you can be. But you can see in his heart of hearts that he is with the men and women in the streets. Because these individuals, through their utterances, have led others to commit murder. 5 Mozambicans dead. They have led others to lose their property. The Ghanaians have taken away or repatriated nearly 300 of them. The Nigerians are saying, and then they are saying that their fellow Africans are criminals. You would imagine that if you took away all the criminals, then South Africa would be heaven without any crime. Yet statistics tell us 90% of those in jail and counting are South African male, which means that they are the ones who are committing the crimes. If there is one odd non-South African who is engaged in this, let them be dealt with in accordance with the law. And my good friend Julius Malema said something with which I agree.
Yes.
They have started going for the foreigners. When they are done with the foreigners, they'll now turn on Veda, on Venda, Pedi, and Songa, giving meaning to that famous aphorism, if you remember, City by Martin Niemola. First they came for the Jews. And I said nothing because I was not a Jew. They came for the communists. Then they came for me. And I hope that the administration of Cyril Matamela will do something about it. This idea that they are sending envoys is a scatterbrain. We must call it by its proper name. Don't they have ambassadors in Kenya? Has the Kenyan ambassador, South African ambassador to Kenya spoken about it? And the ambassadors everywhere, have they spoken about and against it? And we must remember, during the struggle against apartheid, statistics tell me that anything between 40,000 and 60,000 South Africans were in exile.
Yes.
In Mozambique, in Tanzania, in Zambia, in Kenya. I remember living next to a South African family in Jericho, and they never left. As I speak to you now, it is estimated that nearly 1 million South Africans live outside of South Africa.
Okay.
Acceptable. So when one sees what is happening, this Afrophobia, where they are telling us, go and repair your country, and I think some of them have never traveled. And they must imagine that in Africa we live on trees, jumping from branch to branch.
Okay.
Perhaps some of them, we should give them a free tour of Africa, including Nairobi and Dar es Salaam and other places and Abuja, so that they are able to see that we cannot in good nature talk about African integration when we are not working together. And lastly,
yes,
they lose out. How many people have been taking their children in high school to South Africa? South African universities, tourism. I can tell you in the next 2 months, the South African tourism will be hit and hit hard. Those who are taking their children to university in those places will withdraw their children, and they are going to regret it.
Yeah.
But we ought not to do what they are doing. My view, we should not expel them. We should not mistreat them. What we should do is, at their moment of hate, we should show them love. Then they'll be disarmed. Then they'll know that they are in the wrong, hopefully. And then I hope to see that the leaders of these gangs should be arrested and prosecuted. It is only then that I'll know the South African administration is serious about this thing.
South Africa crackdown on migrants is not a simple story of right or wrong. It's a collision of economic strain, political pressure, and human survival. For some, it's about law and order, but for others, it's about dignity and belonging. But underneath it all is the harder truth. Migration doesn't happen in isolation. It happens when system breaks, when opportunities disappear, And when people move because staying is no longer possible, and until those root pressures are addressed, the cycle doesn't end. It just shifts from border to street to politics and back again. Thank you for watching. Let me know your take on this topic. Feel free to drop a comment. I'll be happy to read and respond to all of them. If you like the video, use the link in the comments to buy me a coffee. It's just another way of encouraging me to make more videos like this. And if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, do well to subscribe. It's free. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.